Faces in the Crowdfunding is a look at entrepreneurial projects right here in the Savannah area. It's an effort to highlight creative ventures looking for funds to get off the ground, and to put the people trying to launch in touch with the people trying to help. If you'd like to fund a project, note the funding platforms such as Kickstarter, Indiegogo, or Rocket Hub to name a few, and then search for the project on their website. Faces in the Crowdfunding will be updated as often as possible.
How far will someone go to save those he loves? Are those people worth the dangers others can be put in? The collateral damage? This is what we plan to discover in Timeline.
My name's Michael McMullen. I'm the writer and director for Timeline. I'm a student here at the Savannah College of Art and Design. I've been working for a few years on my dual major in film and television and visual effects. I've been writing this script for over a year now. I'm extremely excited that I get to bring it to you all. I've been working really hard with some classmates and close friends of mine to bring the world of this film to life. But with production approaching in January of 2015, we need to finish our pre-production and have ourselves ready for filming. But to do so, we really need your backing.
One of the things that makes Timeline such a very unique film is the fact that it takes two very opposing entities and it combines them in a way that creates tension, it creates emotion, it creates thrills, things that make an awesome sci-fi film, things that make an awesome film altogether. As the producer, it is my job, as well as the job of my associate producers, to keep the ball rolling, to make sure that we are filming this in a very economic way.
A production of this scale really gives me the ability to display my cinematography skills at their peak value. From the types of shots that we have to the vis effects that are going to be incorporated into it, it all lends to telling the story in the best way possible.
I'm really excited to be working on this project and the people in it. It's going to be difficult for me, and it's going to be a challenge to bring these dynamic characters to a world in which they can interact with and that shows their emotion through the world that they are currently living in.
One of the biggest themes in Timeline is the basic human connection. There's going to be beautiful visuals and effects in the film, but it's the connection between the main characters that truly makes the story alive. It's their grief, their anger, and their love for each other that really drives the story forward.
Basically, what drew me to Timeline in the first place were the characters, Nick and Trevor. Their relationship alone is just very intense and dynamic, and I believe it'll make the film a lot more interesting than something else you'll see.
So with Timeline, the ultimate goal is to create something that doesn't hinder the experience, but puts you further into the story, further into the world. We don't want to be a distraction, but we want to be a help.
With this world nearing its completion and the crew getting ready for the production process, we definitely need your help to take this world we've created and put it into the final film. And we've laid out our budget and we know what we need to do, but as students, we don't have all the resources immediately available to us. There are many great rewards to you as an early access to the film, to original props, to the wardrobe used in the film, and it's a great opportunity to you to be able to help out some budding talent out there. This film's not going to be possible without you, and we can't thank you enough for at least your consideration of backing this short. We have an ambitious project ahead of us, and everyone on the crew hopes you'll join us on this endeavor.
Growing up in South Central LA, there's really no room for excuses. Most of the guys I grew up with are either dead, in prison, or they just disappeared. But I didn't let that hold me back. My name is Darrell Gartrell, and I'm here to tell you about my book project called 21 Years of Wisdom. Basically, this story is my pursuit of happiness. Walking home from school could expose you to any number of perils. At 14 years old, I lost my very best friend, and he was stabbed in the back while walking home from school. So when you're young and you're growing up in that environment, you don't think you have any option. You look around you and that's your reality. I just said, you know, I'm going to have to make some hard choices here, and I'm going to have to do something to take control of my life. In order to travel internationally, you had to be either a musician, a famous musician, you had to be in the military, at the very least you had to be white. When I met this gentleman, Jonathan, he offered me a total paradigm shift. And I went over to Osaka, Japan as my first stop. I was the first African-American person that most Japanese had ever met. At first, they wanted to know if I could sing and if I could dance, and of course, many of them wanted to touch my hair. Kids that'll stop and point and start jumping up and down, screaming as you walk by. I looked around, I just saw opportunity everywhere. And at first, I was teaching in my home, and then the lessons grew exponentially, and then I moved into a building and it just exploded. Wisdom 21 was born. We brought in teachers from around the world to teach about their respective cultures. There were 6 main branches plus the head office facility. Because we focused more on culture than grammar, our Japanese clients felt much more relaxed. People just signed up on the spot. We had a 2-decade run. Like all runs of that nature, it did come to a very hard end. Japanese people across the country woke up one morning and said, "We don't want to study English anymore. What's next?" At the end of the day, I had lost the entire company that I built. I had reached this hero status. Now I'm starting over from zero. It was like losing a child. It was like losing a part of your soul. I'm writing this book so that I can, in a sense, heal myself. It's a story that needs to be told. The world needs to hear this story. For young people, this will give them an opportunity to realize no matter what your situation seems to be, there is an escape hatch. You've got to find it. It's not that hard to find, not as hard as you think. It's there. I found it, so you could find it too. The book has to be edited, it has to be copywritten, proofread, book design, the whole 9 yards. We want to make sure the manuscript gets into the best professional hands so we can have the best product for you to read. In other words, we need your support in a big way. So please do whatever you can to support this campaign. I'm counting on you.
How can I say that more eloquently that it's a story that hasn't been told before?
You ready? Papers is about a young kid named
Michael, who uses a fantasy world
retreats into this fantastical world that he creates out of paper
to cope with his parents' separation.
Hi, my name is Miles.
I'm Oren.
Luca De Ruggiero.
My name is Gabrielle Burton Rodriguez.
I'm Garrett Coy.
I'm the writer-director.
The costume designer.
I'm one of the producers.
And I'm the animation producer.
Industrial design lead.
I make props.
For Paperus.
Of Papers.
I'm Paperus.
Paperus is a coming-of-age, adventure, fantasy, sci-fi.
Most of everything will be made out of paper to some degree.
The challenges I see to overcome are probably the scale and the mass that this project is going to require.
Cloud inside, a massive vortex, sandstorms, things of that nature.
In a world completely, entirely made out of paper.
Just the ludicrous amount of paper.
Inspired from the drawing that Michael makes in the beginning of the film. Paperus takes a kid who is in otherwise normal circumstances and throws him into a world where he can really make a difference, where he can be the one to bring his family together. It comes from true emotions that every kid goes through when their parents go through divorce. Paperus is a story about learning how to be yourself when everything else around you is falling apart. We can't make this project without you. So anything that you can give us, from a donation, big or small, or even just spreading the word, really means the world to us. I know I can speak for everyone on the crew when I say that Paper is going to be awesome, and we would love if you were a part of it.
Hi everyone, I'm Jennifer. I'm heading up the After Midnight Anthology project. It is my honor to present you this beautiful anthology book with my team members. After months of hard work, my teammates and I developed pages of spellbinding artwork. With your support, we can make this book a reality.
We had to think of something that really spoke midnight to us, or something that we thought that went on at night. And whenever I think of midnight or nighttime, I always think of people who are by themselves in solitude, being with your own company and being at peace with the nighttime.
I think the most enjoyable part of it was this is my first experience on doing a big collaboration with other really talented illustrators and sequential artists. Fun to see people's different visions and takes on it, and it's super inspiring.
I try to give an ethereal mood to my drawings, and I hope that you get the same peacefulness that I think of whenever I think of nighttime.
Your donation means everything to us. If you donate $15, you will get a beautiful PDF document online, or if you donate $25, you will get a beautiful physical copy of the book.
Please support us to reach our $5,000 base goal and make this project possible. When the base goal is reached, we'll be able to produce this in full color quality prints.
The more you donate, the more goodies come with the book.
Find us on Facebook for special offers and updates.
Hello, my name is Cotton Chivarelli, and I'm the writer and producer of the short film, I Am Macbeth. I Am Macbeth is a modern dark comedy adaptation of the Shakespearean classic, Macbeth, in which Mike, our understudy, will do anything, even kill, to get the leading role of Macbeth at a local community theater. Yes, Mike?
Don't forget to tell them about how I brilliantly execute each and every one of those so-called actors.
I was getting to that. To keep things interesting, Mike will kill each actor in gruesomely fitting and often hilarious ways, including suffocation by sandbag and...
Oh, and I love that part where I strangle the insignificant understudy with the backstage scaffold.
In order to achieve our goal, we require a budget of $6,000.
A modest price for one so brilliant as I.
Will you please let me finish? Thank you. Much of the budget will go towards costumes, props, set dressing, and equipment. However, there are many cool prizes,
which include posters and props from the film, a personal signed headshot of yours truly, and much, much more. Now you may be asking yourself, why should I donate to such a noble cause? Well, if you don't, I will find out where you live, and I will hang you by your own...
No! No! Absolutely not! He's just kidding. You're just kidding, right? I believe you should donate to I Am Macbeth because it could be a great way to introduce people to classic literature like Macbeth.
And give me a job.
Right. And with your help, I hope that you'll be able to bring I Am Macbeth to life.
Or death. Get it? Life or death?